Our last taste of NFL action came when we saw Brady and Tampa pick apart Mahomes and the Chiefs in Super Bowl 55. The latest power rankings by Pro Football Focus don't reflect what took place in that game. Instead, the Chiefs are at the top, followed by the Bucs, Bills, Ravens, and Packers. LeVar Arrington, do you have any issues with this list?
I do have a few issues with it. I mean, I largely in part, I think they did an excellent job of compiling the teams. But I don't believe that the Ravens should be as high. I don't believe that the Packers should be as low. The Ravens haven't shown us that they can take that next step closer to getting to that Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Not throwing shade, just facts. So I think them being at 4 is a little bit that's high. I look at the Bills and I still see more potential than I've seen more solidification. 3 might be too high for the Bills. Why have the Packers at 5 when the Packers have shown repeatedly that they can make it to the game before the Super Bowl, and their roster is pretty much the same? If anything, they're probably going to be a tad bit better than what they were in years past. If you want to throw out the drama of this offseason and try to paint the picture that they can't win with Aaron Rodgers being in a dramatic situation, well, just take last year and use that as a reference point. It didn't seem to hold him back from accomplishing at a high level. He happened to get oh, yeah, he was the league MVP last year, and they were 1 game away from the Super Bowl. So being at 5, that's a little bit challenging to me. I would like for the Rams to be a little bit higher on this list. They're at 6, they don't round off the top 5. They're at 6. And I know everybody's talking about the question marks at center position and the running backs position. You know, you lose 2 running backs, 1 to injury, and 1 isn't with the team anymore. But again, I believe adding what's my quarterback? Matt Stafford to the roster. I believe adding him to the roster and knowing that you have some veteran core guys on that offensive line, they are going to be able to make pre-snap reads that are going to offset not having that bell cow back. They'll be able to get through that. And the last one, I think people are counting out the Saints because of not having Drew Brees and really putting a nail in the coffin on what the run has been for the New Orleans Saints. I think they still deserve a higher level of respect than where they are on this list.
Saints are at 7.
They're at 7. I think that they should be a little bit higher than 7, maybe even top 5 in my estimation.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Chris, I'll let you go. I really want to jump in on the Saints, but Chris, please go next.
Well, first let me start here. And I said yesterday, I'm leaning toward picking Kansas City over Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. That said, I think Tampa Bay should be number 1 on this list. They are the defending champions. They did beat Kansas City handily in the Super Bowl. They do have all 22 starters back. We talked about yesterday they add Gio Bernard as a pass catcher out of the backfield, which was one of the few things they lacked. O.J. Howard is coming back from injury to shore up an already strong tight end position. So I don't know why you don't put Tampa Bay at number 1. Obviously, Kansas City would be number 2. Then I'm with you, LeVar. I like Buffalo. I would put Green Bay number 3. There's a lot of disrespect going around for Green Bay. And there are people, and look, everybody's overestimating the damage, what's going to happen in this offseason. Aaron Rodgers is probably in a better state of mind this season than he was last year when he was the MVP. He was upset with something to prove when he was last season because they drafted Jordan Love. So I think he's in a better space mentally now. Devontae Adams, we know he wants the big contract. If he doesn't get it, he's going to go out there and prove he deserves it. So I expect big things from him. Look, 13-3 the last 2 years. When they posted that photo, even if this is the last dance for Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams in Green Bay, they know very well that what Jordan Pippen did in their last season in Chicago was go win the chip. All right, so you don't put that picture up there without knowing we better be ready to deliver. So I think Green Bay is going to be much better, as good as they've been. I'm not picking them over Tampa, but I don't agree with the disrespect that they're getting. I do agree with you too, LeVar. I think the Ravens are way too high. I would not have them in the top 5. Remember, a year ago, they were 6-5 midway through the season, or a little past midway through the season. Then they ran off 5 straight wins, 4 of them against bad teams. Cincinnati, Jacksonville, losing teams. The only good team they beat in that stretch was Cleveland. So Lamar was good, but he wasn't great like he was the year before. Is he going to take the step in the passing game to take them to a new level and balance out that offense? So that remains to be seen. I would put Seattle, Cleveland, and the Rams ahead of the Ravens. So that was my main beef with the Ravens. I think are too high on this list.
Okay, all right. Let me bring some sanity to this discussion. I got my pen. I'm going to puncture some stuff you guys said. First of all, yes, the Packers have been good. Just 2 quick notes. They lost their center. He's now with the Chargers. If you start reading the camps about the camp reports out of Green Bay, they're going to start a rookie at center. Their right tackle is gone, and their left tackle, Bakhtiari, had surgery, probably out for the first month. So that's 3 new offensive linemen for 37-year-old Aaron Rodgers. And also, they play a league-high 10 games against teams that made the playoffs last year. They have a brutal schedule, probably toughest in the league. I'm not as high on the Packers as you gentlemen. Wow. However, my big issue, you guys know how to do a lot of gambling stuff for Fox Sports, is with the New Orleans Saints, okay? Don't tell me what you think. Tell me what's in your portfolio. I have bet the Saints under significantly, okay? They have no wide receivers for the first month. Michael Thomas is out, okay? They lost, I believe, 5 starters on the defense. And I don't trust Jameis Winston at all. I wouldn't trust him to pick up my mail if I was on vacation.
Wow.
I don't trust him to quarterback the New Orleans Saints. I'm sorry. Taysom Hill, that's your other option? Like, Sean Payton's going to be up against it in a division that's pretty weak, but you got to face the Bucs twice. I think the Saints are way overrated. And by the way, if you want to look to Vegas, the Saints on this list are 7th. Vegas has, I believe, the Saints at 17th or 13th, somewhere in that range. Finally, again, what's in your portfolio? I am irrationally confident about the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. I've heavy research on the Jags. Urban Meyer, and I know people, LeVar, you know this well. These college coaches come to the league and they flame out. But what do they do in that first year? They have success. Chip Kelly, playoffs in his first year. There is a list of coaches in their first year because they're new to the league. People don't really know what they're going to do. Urban Meyer's going to have success. And, oh, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is kind of good. Andrew Luck turned a 2-14 Colts team into an 11-5 team in 1 year. I don't know that the Jags win 11 games, but Trevor Lawrence is set up for success in a pretty weak division. We've talked about the Colts injuries this week. Texans probably the worst team in the league. So the Jags at 29 is criminally low. I bet on them to win the division. I bet their win total over. Just keep an eye on the Jags. And I just want to, I know we have a lot of Saints fans who watch this show. Skip, very friendly with the Saints. They're going to be bad this year, folks. It's a 6 or 7 win team.
No, I'd push back on that. I know there's a lot of question marks, but you can't underestimate the value of culture and a system and a competent head coach. I push back on New Orleans Saints. I think they're actually being undervalued right now, but that's fine. I do think that the Colts should not be as high as they are on this list. They definitely should be lower, especially now knowing that they don't have Carson Wentz, which I don't even know how much that was going to make a difference. I think this Colts team is a really good team, but I do think that the biggest question mark is at the quarterback's position. So I wouldn't have the Colts that. And again, the Rams, there should be more conversation surrounding this Rams team. I really think that it's understated or overstated, I should say, as to the problems that are plaguing the Rams right now and how that may hold them back from being a team that takes the next step. I think that they should clearly be looked at as the favorite in the NFC West as of today. I do think that they have more of a setup to be successful in the playoffs, more so than some of these other teams that they have ahead of them that are on the NFC side of the coin. So to me, the Rams should be being talked about a little bit more, even though there are question marks that continue to be the reason why the Rams aren't looked at in a more glowing fashion.
Real quick, LeVar, the Saints are 7.
J-Mac.
Hold on. The Cowboys are 17. Tell me you don't agree with that.
I think that the Dallas Cowboys have things to prove. I've said that already. You can't call this team a Super Bowl contending team until they show they're a Super Bowl contending team. I think they have personnel that allows for them to be, rated and it be justifiable. But until they show that they can win big games, you can't put them in the conversation of the upper echelons teams until we see what they're going to do.
I got bones to pick with both of you guys. Let me start with LeVar.
Okay.
You just sat here a few segments ago and all but called the Dallas Cowboys defense the Steel Curtain or the Legion of Boom. I mean, now you're content with them being 17th? That's ridiculous. 17th? No, I'm not saying they're getting to the Super Bowl, but they need to be higher than 17. And then you, J-Mac, how dare you chastise us and then sit here and sing the praises of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
That is very true.
Are you kidding me?
That is very true.
That just totally ruined your whole argument. Okay. You should have left that part out.
Too many situations with Urban.
Yes.
Too many avocado room conversations with Urban.
And I'm not as high on New Orleans as LeVar is. But I think you are criminally underestimating them, J-Mac. I'm going to ride with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, there's no doubt he has talent. I think a year learning at the feet of Drew Brees. I think learning at the feet of Sean Payton. Payton's going to play to his strengths. All he needed to do was learn how not to make the bad decisions he was making for all those interceptions. The dude threw for